Hey y'all, and welcome back to Prime Collector, the best place for Marvel Legends history and comic books. And speaking of Marvel Legends, there is a debate going on. What is truly a better line slash wave, whatever you want to call it, toybiz or Hasbro? Now, this is a box filled with both of them. I'm going to show you the individual figures, kind of random, of both lines, like the Hasbro and then the toybiz. So we have got to take a look at this, and we are going to be determining which line is truly the best. These are mostly randoms, but they're still really nice figures. So we will take a look at this box of cool figures and be determining which is better. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're starting out with the random figures that I kind of just, grabbed out of my collection. And, we got, not Wasp, what am I saying? Yellow Jacket. So this is when Hank Pym was in the suit. This is not really, comics, history, type video, but, we might get a little bit into it. Now, this is, I don't want to break my figure. This is actually one of my favorites from the toybiz line, but it's a good, decent, random kind of toybiz figure. That's a pretty good figure. So, he has good articulation, not great. Now, let's just grab him. So, which has better leg articulation? Definitely Spider-Man UK. We're not basing off the character, just the figure. So, which has a better ab crunch? Okay, he has a higher ab crunch. Actually, no, they're about the same. Actually, kind of hard to see his ab crunch, to be honest. I didn't really tell. But, they're similar in articulation. Let's just go head-wise. I mean, this is kind of unfair because he's a Spider-Man, so he kind of has to have that. But, yeah, okay, this figure actually has terrible head articulation. Oh, it almost feels like it's going to break when I'm doing that. So, honestly, I know it's also kind of unfair because this figure is from, 2006. This one's from, 2017. To be honest, I actually probably should have grabbed a newer Marvel Legend because this one's kind of older. Okay, there's actually, ironically, one right here. Here's a Peggy figure. Legit, I did not bring this over here to make a video. It was just right there. So this is actually a newer one. It's a female figure, so I don't know. It was just here, but that's not the point. So for a random figure, it's kind of, this is just kind of a starting point of showing the differences in articulation, sculpt, and details. Now, which one has better details? Once again, it's not fair because Spider-Man UK has the web lines. He's supposed to have more details. But if we're going off articulation, they both have ups and downs. This doesn't have the toe, joint, but it's not that important of a joint. Oh, I just realized something. This figure has butterfly articulation, and it's a yellow jacket, so it doesn't really need to have one. And this one actually doesn't. Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked. Does not have it. So, good figures. I actually give this a tie. I think they're ironically both really good Marvel Legends. I gotta say that, if we had to pick a Hasbro figure to represent the line, there's not really a figure to do that, in my honest opinion. Mainly because there's so many in the Hasbro. Maybe the Pizza Spidey, but I don't even have that figure. So for this next round, I feel like, let's just say something. This is the, representative, this is what represents toybiz, in my opinion. I really think this is, the standard for what a toybiz figure should look like and does look like, He's kind of the face of toybiz. But for the face of Marvel Legends, yeah, I don't know. I just picked a random one. So basically, this is what we're going to look at. We're going to look at two great figures. This is probably the best in toybiz. This is like a really good. They're both figure-wise 8 out of 10s. Toybiz I don't think, I'm being 100% honest with you guys, I don't think it was ever anything above an 8 out of 10 in toybiz. Maybe you could say Giant Man might have been more than 8 out of 10, but there's still some flaws with him. But I do not think we have gotten one toybiz figure in the line that is above an 8 out of 10. We gotten some good ones, and 7 out of 10 is a good figure, but 8 out of 10 is pretty much where it stops. So I basically got an 8 out of 10 figure, which is surprisingly the best, alongside with another 8 out of 10 figure, which is this awesome, so good Black Panther figure. I feel like you guys might, I don't know Toy Biz as well as maybe you guys do. You guys may know it better. So I don't know every figure. So there could be a figure that I'm not thinking about in Toy Biz that is more than 8 out of 10. Giant Man, as I said, he's a good one. I don't have him. I actually was thinking about buying him, but don't have the money right now to get him. But, what I'm considering, actually. But, this is a good figure. I feel like the main reason why we've never gotten an above an 8 out of 10, figure from Toy Biz, mainly because of the joints. They always have, this is actually one of the better ones for joint-wise, but I'll grab him again. Pim. Bad joints, so, yeah, I don't know, it's a little rough, for Toy Biz, but it's still a good company, because we got figures that we never got anywhere else. And, that's kind of, a good thing. One of the things I actually regret, I was going to show you, one of the playsets I picked up was, for my birthday this weekend, was this, it was a chamber room or whatever, for Wolverine. I was going to bring that over to show you what, Toy Biz looked like in the 90s, but I forgot to, and I'm already mid-recording, so I'm not going to go grab it and stuff. But I was telling you, I wanted to show you that really bad, but I forgot. Dang it. It really sucks, but I actually just thought of that right now on camera. So, this is the face of it, and this is a really good Marvel Legends. So, right now, if I had to just say what in my mind is winning, like, I did not come into this with a, winner in mind. I had some ideas, but honestly, I think Hasbro is taking the cake right now. Just my opinion. Now, I just said that I really thought that Hasbro was winning. Let me show you why. This is a body sculpt that was used for so many figures, and it is absolute. It's just so bad. I don't even know what to say. Can you just look at this figure and tell me what looks wrong? Alright, let's start out with the neck. It doesn't even look attached. It comes up more with his shoulders. It's like the neck and the shoulders never separate. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's really. Oh, dude. This is one of the worst figures in my collection. And, it's really bad. Okay, I guess he does have butterfly joints, which is, somewhat good. But it's okay, we have terrible joints at the legs. Terrible. Really bad. Honestly, they kind of messed up the ab crunch. It's, okay, that's a little picky. But it's mainly the neck. It's so bad. So this is one of the worst Toy Biz figures that really bumps them down. Makes their grade drop because it's just not good. It's just crap. That's really what this figure is. So that's why, in my mind right now, I am thinking Hasbro will win. But we still have more figures to look at. These three are more of the kings of Toy Biz. We got the Human Torch, a great figure. A really nice, awesome figure. Good body, good joints. This is one of the better Human Torches we've ever gotten in the line. This is actually a decent 7.5 out of 10. Mainly because some of the joints, like the arms, are a little weird. And the paint could be better in some places. But a good figure. This is probably the best Sandman figure. Even though the joints are kind of bad. Like the ball hinges. The ball hinges might actually make Toy Biz lose. And I'm not even kidding. This one is good, but not great. It's, I feel like we've never done Sandman good. So, a decent but not great figure can sometimes be the best figure we've ever gotten of a character. Actually, the Build-A-Figure Sandman is good, actually, I just realized. Whatever, that's not the point. This video is not titled Determining Sandman Figures, so we'll move on. And another figure that is still king is this toybiz Thor. This thing is just fun. You know, it's one of, as I said, the better toybiz figures. And it's just so good. The head sculpt, oh, it's perfect. Really represents, you know, the 80s comic book Avengers look for Thor that he had during the time. And it's an all-around, almost perfect figure, but the ball hinges are not good again. And some of the paint is not the best. So, a really strong figure. And does boost toybiz back up, but I don't know if it's enough. Let me just show you why once again. It's because of the articulation and sculpt. This Black Panther figure has great knee joints. You know, it moves very nicely. Has good leg articulation. All around, it's a really nice figure. And I feel like with toybiz, we've just the joints are not good, and like the sculpt on Sandman's chest is also, honestly, I don't like it. I know I'm being a little nitpicky, but I have to when it comes to these decisions like this. And don't even make me bring up this figure again. Yuck. You know, still a good figure, and one that does boost toybiz, definitely. Here are some really good modern Marvel Legends, like Shocker. This is honestly one of the better figures we've gotten in 2020. So we've had some bad ones, but overall the line is doing really, really good. The one complaint I have with this figure is the neck. I think it sits not high enough on the body, but still, you know, it's a little bit of a complaint. But overall, this is actually one of the best figures in my collection, just because of the detail all over him. Look at that pose. Is that just menacing? Looking like he's about to shock you. Shocker is also a good character, so this is a really, really good Marvel Legends. And let me just compare him to Sandman. And I'm actually glad I picked Shocker because these two kind of fit in. Can you not admit that Shocker just looks better? From the, like, look at this. Do you see how ugly that looks? With Shocker, you know, it looks fine. These tiny things like it really determine the difference between a good line, a bad line, and, you know, an okay line. Is going to come down to the smallest differences in the figures that make a line good or bad. And also the smallest, like, decisions can make a big outcome. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I do think that Hasbro is going to be king. But we have one more figure to look at. It's just a Tombstone figure, you know. It's not like the Ultimate figure. It's not like the HasLab Galactus. And I don't have the HasLab Galactus or the HasLab Ant-Man. But those figures are awesome. So, with that said, both of these lines are awesome. Some of the best figures in history. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. And the best line, in my opinion, is Hasbro. Hope you agree and subscribe.